a theme under the World Antibiotic Awareness Week, which is preventing antimicrobial. So now what's happening is that antimicrobial resistance is one of the biggest threats to global health in the world today, compromising the treatment of infectious diseases and undermining advances in medicine. The most powerful antibiotics, which once saved lives of millions of people across the world, are now effective today. Superbugs have the ability to cause severe infections for which there are no cures. Antibiotics are also reaching people through the food chain, and nearly 80% of these drugs are used by the meat industry, fed to cattle, chicken, and other livestock to help them grow well, and also used as growth promoters. Now, the drug enters the human system through meat, milk, water, and the soil. And throughout this week, two underlying key messages will be proposed. Think twice and seek advice, and misuse of antibiotics puts us all at risk. Be joined by public health advocate and epidemiologist Anita Samoa, who will help us appreciate the issue at hand. Anita, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Let's start from the beginning. What are antimicrobials?
Okay, so antimicrobials comprises antifungals, antibiotics, even antimalarials. So they are all antimicrobials. But we have antibiotics, we have antifungals. They all do different things. They work on different ailments. But when you bring them together as a group, we call them antimicrobials.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's their use?
Okay, so basically, they are used to fight infections. So, for example, like TB, TB patients they have the medications they take.
Tuberculosis.
So when they take that, it is a bacteria that causes it. So some of these antimicrobials help. When you have malaria as well, the medications you take are part of antimicrobials. They help you when you have some maybe viral infections as well, though for viral antiviral products, you may not get it over the counter. It's not easy, but some people still have access to them. So those ones too, they cure some of your viral infections.
Okay, so when you talk about antimicrobial resistance, yes, what's that all about? Okay,
so antimicrobial resistance is when, with the use of antibiotics, when antibiotics was found, then with the way people have been using it, the way we overuse them, the way we misuse them, not completing your dose. When a doctor writes a prescription for you, you don't complete the dose. You skip maybe today or this morning, you take it in the evening. Tomorrow you skip it. That is misuse. So over time, you see that the bugs or the bacteria or the virus, they develop resistance. They mutate. They go back and bring back more energy. So they are able to you are using against them, and at that point the resistance sets in. They fight against the medication.
So would you say then at that point the virus or the bacteria has overpowered the drug?
Oh yeah, definitely, because that is when you see that these infections are treated and they are not healing or maybe going anywhere, and that is why we have new drugs being produced every time. But because producing antibiotics are very expensive, most of those pharmaceutical companies are not able to come out with new drugs every time. So we have to be able to maintain, using the antibiotics well, so that over a long period of time, it would cure the ailments, or it would be able to kill the bacteria.
So in Ghana, what is the state of play as far as antimicrobial resistance is concerned? Why should we be worried?
We should be worried because in Ghana, people are able to go to the local drugstore, the chemical shops, and access antibiotics without prescription. They are able to buy it from the malams selling, they put it on their head, they sell, and they are able to get single doses. So you are able to get maybe 500 milligram of what you call the red and yellow. That one, which you're not, maybe you're supposed to complete it for 5 days. You're able to get it for just 1 day. Oh, mia, then they will just swallow it there. That's all. Or maybe flagyl. That is very common because of maybe runny tummy people have. So, they have access to it. So in Ghana, we have to be very concerned because people have access to it. That is just it. And misuse it. That is the issue.
Then it appears to be a regulatory problem in Ghana, isn't it?
Not only in Ghana, worldwide, everywhere, because advanced countries, they are able to regulate well, but because regulate well, we have a problem. You get it? Because, our healthcare system, we are not yet there. We still have a long, long way to go. Though we are trying, but we are not yet there. So regulation is a problem. Logistics chain supply is a problem. So that is it.
So now there's now a phenomenon called superbugs. What exactly is a superbug, and how is it linked to this conversation we are having?
Okay, so superbugs like bacteria, viruses, and all. So we just group all of them as the superbugs.
Yeah, but why are they superbugs?
They are powerful. They can attack you and break you down. When you have COVID, you can't smell anything. When you have malaria, when you have malaria plus, it could damage your brain. It kills children under 5. Every time. But now we have the treated mosquito treated net. So it helps. But then when these bugs attack us, we know you can. It can be deadly. So yeah.
How is the world dealing with antimicrobial resistance?
Okay, so one of the ways the world is dealing with it is through awareness we are doing. And that is why we, the members of the British Society for Antimicrobial Chemotherapy, we do this every year. It is a week-long program. You create awareness. The clinicians in the hospitals, those prescribing as well, the doctors, we educate them as well. You don't give prescriptions with maybe assuming my ailment, I can take antibiotics for a 5-day course. You don't go and give me the one I'm to take for 14 days, 2 weeks. Give the ones with the shorter, duration for the treatments, so that all this can prevent the resistance.
Wouldn't somebody think you are trying to tell the doctors what to do?
No,
surely they should know that I should give you 5 days instead of 14 days.
Well, the doctors know, but then sometimes a patient may tell them that I don't have money for A, and maybe it's B. Maybe A is a longer course duration and B is shorter. The B would be effective, but it is expensive, so the doctor will write A for you. But they know, obviously. Most doctors know that. And then we also try to educate them to know that you don't, when assuming I have an infection, and you've not sent me to the lab, you don't write a prescription for me with antibiotics. Let the lab results come first, then you can prescribe antibiotics.
Which of the infectious diseases are most compromised by antimicrobial resistance?
Okay, so for example, TB, tuberculosis is, because, when you have HIV as well, infection setting, it is a problem because you're taking the HIV drugs, you're taking the TB drugs, a whole lot of your system is breaking down, and if your immune system is not strong, if you don't take it regularly according to as it is said, then it's a problem. So that's one of the ailments that is a problem.
Are we in Ghana experiencing antimicrobial resistance to a common disease like malaria?
Oh yes, but people have malaria and they die from it. People have malaria and they tell you, oh, I've treated typhoid, I've treated mafedronisa and they go to this hospital, they go to that hospital, and maybe last they'll get to a hospital, a doctor that can tell them that, okay, this is malaria maybe, but you have maybe plus of it, and then they will be treated. But then what happens mainly is because people self-medicate at home before going to the hospitals. They buy these drugs even before going to the hospital. So as of when they will get to the hospital, they've already started taking the course. And because it's also not healing, the doctor will have to also prescribe another set for them. All this is not good for your system. So when you are sick or you see any symptoms of any ailment, or you feel you're having maybe malaria, or you are coughing, it could be COVID, it could be TB or anything, just go to the closest health facility near you and let the doctor prescribe for you instead of going over the counter to buy. And our local chemical shop dealers, we also educate them that they should not sell for people. The single doses of 1 capsule, 2 capsules, or for miyefu and all that, they should stop. And we also know that people buy some of those antibiotics and grind them, like you are grinding something, and put in rural communities. When they go to the farm, maybe they have cats, they put on them to heal instead of maybe swallowing. All those are ways by which we are misusing antibiotics, and it is not helping us.
Why is that not recommended, that you grind
it?
You open up the antibiotic, then you grind it, and then put it on the soil?
Oh no, it's a chemical component. You swallow it as it is, or as the doctor has said, or as the pharmacist has told you. You don't. When you alterate the contents or the components, when you do that, it's like a chemical reaction. When I grind it and add water, I mean, you've changed its component, composition. So that is wrong. Yeah.
I understand antibiotics are now reaching us through the food chain.
Yeah, through the food chain.
Explain that for me.
Okay, now we have farmers who, instead of going with the agric extension officers who know much about those things, they themselves go with some agric products and just apply on plants, their farm plants or products they are growing. And as such, these things can come through from the roots, come into the seed or the fruit of the plants, and we in turn buy these things, like maybe your cabbage, your carrots, and then you eat. So in that way, there could be traces of these products in them. We take them, we don't know. And then even in the animal people, the veterinary sector, people rear animals without the veterinaries maybe even knowing, or maybe calling the veterinary officers, for routine checks. But we know there are veterinary officers who go around now. Last week I saw one of them doing. He said he was going for rounds. Which is good, because they are able to check what these people are doing. The antibiotics they are giving the animals. So if they give them. Some people want the animals to be big so that when they are about to sell during the salad period or to a customer, they get more money. So that is wrong as well. So they feed them antibiotics and all that. So what we need is more, vigilance on the field with our epidemiologists, with our animal farm extension officers, with our veterinary officers in the district and all that. But we should really, really do this, because there are lapses. I know there are lapses. People are at work, but they are not working, and they are being paid. They should work, because our health system, we really have a long way to go.
People are at work and are being paid, but they are not working.
Yeah, you don't see.
You don't see that.
Yeah.
So let's now look at our theme this year for the World Antibiotic Awareness Week, preventing antimicrobial resistance together. And there are some key messages that you want to focus on. One of them is, and the other one is, seek advice, and misuse of antibiotics puts us all at risk. Let's talk about those key messages.
Okay, so seek advice. Go to the doctor before you take anything. Don't go and buy anything. Follow the prescription rules. Don't skip your medication. If you are in doubt, go to the pharmacist where you bought it, or the pharmacy where you bought it, or the doctor or a nurse. Then they tell you what to do. But for antibiotics, don't skip this morning and in the afternoon say, I'm going to take double dose. If you're supposed to, don't do that. Make sure you just take the dose you're supposed to take in the afternoon and continue in the evening, and seek your doctor's advice. And
what if I was given antibiotics for, let's say, 7 days?
Okay.
But I missed day 1.
Okay.
And I started from day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. Mm-hmm. Do I add another one to make it day 8?
You have to call, because since you didn't start on day 1, you can end it on the day 8.
Mm-hmm. It's not advisable to double.
No. You don't double anything.
Okay.
You don't double anything. When in doubt, just call, or maybe seek help from the doctor who you went to, or if assuming you don't even have access to get back to that doctor, maybe the facility is far. I mean, there are good nurses who run these chemical shops around us. You can just go ask them. Yeah.
How big is the challenge from these, the people who go around hawking drugs? They carry the drugs on their heads.
Yes.
You find them inside our trotros and long-distance vehicles.
Yes.
You hear some of them even advertising on radio and on television.
Yes. So that is censorship. Mm-hmm. Our radio airspace, media space, they have to regulate those people and really know that what they are selling is certified by the FDA or the standards. But some of these medications, they tell you cures 10 ailments, usisi, uyem, your weight loss, hypertension, all in one concoction. And some of them, from research we've been doing on the field, they grind them and mix them in the content they are doing. They grind antibiotics. As they buy the orthodox antibiotics, grind them and mix with the herbs they are doing.
Wow.
Yes.
Collabo.
Yeah, collaboration. So,
wow.
Yeah, so you have to really be careful from buying from these vendors in the buses. You really have to be careful because it is a menace anyway. Because
you can die.
Yeah, you can. If I have hypertension, for instance, or diabetes, and there's what we call contraindications.
What's that?
So I'm taking this medication and not supposed to take this one because of chemical components that could react. When I take it without knowing, I could die. Adverse effect could happen. Adverse effect, you could faint, you could have sore throat, you could have rashes on your skin. So there are a lot of effects people should look at. If you are taking a particular medication, you are not supposed to take some. So make sure you find out from the doctor or the nurse, especially if you're on a permanent medication. And some people react to some drugs naturally. It is a doctor, maybe when they run and test on you, they will know all this. So you are not supposed to go buy anything for yourself just because you feel it is cheap, especially. Our people are gullible. So when immediately they just talk in the bus that, it is 5 for maybe 10 cedis or 20 cedis, they want to buy. And because hypertension is so common, NCDs are so common now, everybody wants a cure.
NCDs,
non-communicable diseases, yeah. So it's so common now, and people just want to, get cured. So they buy anything that will heal them. And also, when you have, this just by the way, when you have a certain illness or ailment you're suffering from, you don't use the religious means alone. Yes, we are a religious people, but don't only say I'm praying when you are diabetic, you are hypertensive, and the doctor has told you that you are, or you have HIV. Someone called me the other day, he's HIV positive, but the pastor said we pray for him and the HIV. I said, no, go to the facility, get on the medication, and then you pray along. Exactly. So our pastors, our religious leaders, please and please, when people come to you for counseling, make sure you tell them the right things to do, so that you don't mix science and religion. They are two different things. If you believe in both, cool. But make sure you take your medication, then pray along.
How big of a stumbling block are they, these religious edicts, and say, pray everything? Yeah,
they even give holy water and say,
okay.
take. I mean,
right.
You would be cured.
Okay.
They are. It's a big issue because they are a stumbling block in us achieving success in our health sector as well. Because when the doctors are treating, then you are doing something at the other end, combating what they are doing. So it's a threat actually.
Okay.
To us, yeah.
Before you go, let's just take maybe a message or two. It's on antimicrobial resistance. Val, you got some messages for us?
Yes, this is from Mina Hunter and hashtag GTVBFS. My salute to you, Doctor of Journalism, Kinkaf, and Dr. Anita. Great education
I'm not
here.
A doctor, please.
Me too.
I'm a public health practitioner.
I think he's just giving you props.
Okay.
Great education here on antibiotics. My question is, which food products are we to take frequently to ensure eradication of microbes and ensure immunity? Are there antibiotics for specific blood types? And this is from Mina Hunter of New AGPRC, and that's the only question we take for today.
Okay. So, what foods are we supposed to take, right? Okay, eat good food. I mean, balanced diet, more vegetables. Your what's it called? The protein, the carb, but not too much carbohydrates.
More vegetables than carbs.
Yes, whatever you eat, make sure there's a little meat. If maybe the doctor has told you not to eat meat, more fish, smoked fish. You can boil it, you can steam it or whatever. So I mean, we should just eat well. When you don't have money, it's not necessarily, Ghanaians eat with fufu and plenty meat on it. They want this, they want that. No. a little bit of everything, little portions. That's how you are supposed to eat. That way you are able to keep your weight in check. You are able to keep fit as well. Exercise is very important. People just eat, drink, and they don't exercise. So eat well, and that is it. It's not as if there's any particular type of food you're supposed to eat. Yeah.
Okay. How would you judge this week to have been a success?
The success of the week is with if I'm able to create more awareness on this our week we are celebrating and get across to more people, especially in the local languages, the key TV stations. I'm going to go to a couple of them, and for me that would be a successful week for me.
Anita Asamoah.
Asamoah.
What's the E stand for?
Oh, Esther.
Esther, okay. Yeah,
So that's my official
My
name.
grandma was called Esther, so you're my young grandma. Anita Esther Asamoah is an epidemiologist and a public health advocate, and we've been talking about antimicrobial resistance. You can find this conversation on our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, look for GTV Ghana, and you'll find this conversation there. And then if you want to watch it again in real time, I guess, 11:30 tonight on GTV, you will see a playback of this conversation. Anita, I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We want to remind you that we are giving you free pizza, and today's cheesy pizza question has to do with the name of the mascot. What's the name of the official mascot for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022? If you know the name of the mascot, go to our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter. Look for GTV Ghana. Follow us, like the comment, and put your answer there. The name of the official mascot for Qatar 2022, the FIFA World Cup. Please don't bring your answers to WhatsApp. It's no scoring there, okay? We want you to score. To put your correct answers there. And then you get a chance to win free pizza from us. Yesterday, did you watch the game? Ecuador versus Qatar. It went 2-0 in favor of Ecuador. And we're talking our fan parks. We are inviting you to come over to GBC. Next game is today, 21st of November, 4 p.m., Senegal versus Netherlands. Tell a friend to come by and check out the games. Let's enjoy the atmosphere. Let's cheer the teams. And of course, on Thursday, to be Ghana doing great things. We'll switch over to Studio 2 for Sports Plus at 7:45 for the Sports Bulletin. But let me just give you a sense of what's in the news. Trending, Hearts of Oak, well, they drew. Kotoko, they lost. Timber truck accident is trending. You saw that video of the big truck with the logs and the logs crushing vehicles. I understand one person died. So sad. Finance Minister Kwesi Botre is also trending. Professor Botre passed over the weekend. May he rest in peace. Ukraine war is always trending. Sadio Mane is trending because he's not playing in the World Cup. And you keep it right here. We have my guests, Dr. Anani Jinde and Bernard Odro Techi, coming up in a short while with headlines, new time just for the World Cup. All right, you stay. Don't go anywhere. Anita, thanks a lot. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.